Okay guys, same again, just need to wait for translation.
Sì, come l'ultima volta.
Okay, Lewis, kick us off please.
Giovanni, first of all, take us into the mood in the camp. How's it been after two difficult defeats as you look ahead to Napoli tomorrow?
Well, the mood is good. I mean, in the sense that we've been together for now a couple of days. We have more training sessions than we are used to have before games. So the mood is good. Only, the time is tomorrow to perform.
Come stai dopo le due ultime partite che avete perso? Stiamo bene, abbiamo avuto 2 giorni di allenamento di più che normale e non vediamo l'ora di giocare.
Chris?
Hi Gio, what is the team news for tomorrow and the situation with John McLaughlin? Is he available to play?
No, John is not available. He picked up an injury after the last game, so he will not be involved. And the others are fit to go. I mean, apart from the players who are already injured.
Le notizie per quanto riguarda la squadra per domani, c'è John McLaughlin, il portiere. Lui non è disponibile, è stato infortunato dopo l'ultima partita, non gioca, però le altre sì.
Joshua?
Hi Gio, you conceded from a set piece obviously in Ajax and you'd conceded against PSV. Spoke about that after the game in Holland. I just wondered if that's something you've given extra work to in training this week or if it's just the usual, it doesn't matter if you concede or not.
No, of course you want to improve after every game. You want to improve all the things you are doing at the moment, and set pieces is definitely one of the things we didn't do well in Europe because we conceded against PSV, as you said, and also against Ajax last week. So yeah, we're giving it more attention, but that's also with all the other things we have to improve.
Nelle ultime partite avete subito i gol nel calcio di punizioni, è qualcosa che avete lavorato molto in allenamento, ma per forza vogliamo migliorarci in tutti i sensi. Abbiamo perso contro Ajax in questo senso e speriamo non farlo di nuovo.
Mark Wilson?
Hi Gio, just on Alan McGregor, who assumes when he come back into the team tomorrow night. I mean, it's been a strange season for him in a ways. We used to be number one, has had to sit out matches. How have you found his attitude throughout the season, and how much faith do you have in him coming back into obviously a huge game tomorrow night?
Well, of course, it's different for Alan that he's not started the games from the beginning, so that's different for him. He's still the same. He's still the same in training. He's he's the same person, and I have every faith in him when he plays tomorrow because of the experience he has. And he will be fine tomorrow, so I have no doubt in my mind to have any doubts that he will not perform tomorrow.
Per quanto riguarda Alan McGregor, l'altro portiere che giocherà domani, niente ha cambiato per lui, soltanto il fatto che non gioca cada settimana, ogni settimana. Però è la stessa persona, lui ha molta esperienza e io non ho dubbi per quanto riguarda lui che giocherà.
Keith?
Hi Gio. Alfredo Morelos has had a couple of weeks training now since you left him out of the trip to PSV. Is he ready to come in and start?
Well, he's definitely better than a couple of weeks ago. I mean, both mentally and also physically. He's training really well, so I had a good conversation with him. Of course, not being involved against PSV for him was a big, I think, a big wake-up call. But after that, he's doing really well. So he's in a far better place than he was in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, he makes it difficult for me now to decide who to start with.
Stiamo parlando di Alfredo Morelos, che non aveva giocato nelle ultime partite. Lui sta facendo meglio nel senso di mentalità, ma anche fisicamente. Lui si allena bene, ovviamente per lui era molto difficile non giocare contro PSV, però adesso è molto più focalizzato.
Mark?
They say that at Rangers you're only one game away from a crisis after two such heavy defeats. Has that given you and your coaching team any thoughts about the philosophy that you're trying to get over to the players? Any changes?
No, nothing to change about philosophy. I mean, 2 weeks ago we qualified for Champions League. Everything was fine. Everyone was praised about the team, about the staff, about the club. We're doing well. And 2 defeats later, it looks like we haven't performed in the last couple of years. I mean, that's the dynamic of football. So I'm not changing anything about my philosophy, how I want to play. Of course, there's a lot of room of improvement, but I think the most disappointing of the last 2 games that we didn't perform. And the disappointment I have, the players for sure they have it, because we talked about it, and that's something that have to change. And losing 2 games against good opponents is, you don't play every year against in the Champions League. And the level we facing now in a couple of months, we have never endured that in the last 12 years. So of course it's going to be tough, but I don't understand why we have to put our philosophy on the side. I mean, we can go to Ajax and play with 10 defenders and try to keep the 0, but we're not improving as a team like that. I think I'm sure that the opponent we faced against Ajax was also for my team an experience they won't forget. And the big learning point is to do it different tomorrow against another quality team, Napoli. So, no, I think you're sure we faced heavy defeats, and we talked about it, and now is the chance tomorrow to get a good result. Playing at home for us is a big difference, and being a Rangers manager or a Rangers player, 2 defeats in a row is not acceptable, and that's something different than putting your philosophy aside. So we go out tomorrow with the same philosophy and try to win the game.
Una squadra come società come Glasgow Rangers non è mai accettabile perdere. Sì, però 2 settimane fa ci siamo qualificati per la Champions, tutto era possibile e buono. E dopo 2 sconfitte adesso stiamo dicendo che tutto è andato male. Io non cambio la mia filosofia. Noi non abbiamo giocato bene nelle ultime partite, però sappiamo che dobbiamo cambiare. Abbiamo giocato contro 2 grandi squadre, però negli ultimi 12 anni non siamo stati a questo livello. Per forza è difficile per noi. Sì, è facile andare a giocare in Ajax con 10 difensori, però così non ci miglioriamo. Vogliamo imparare contro Napoli, sì, è una grande squadra, però adesso le opportunità per noi giocando a casa davanti ai nostri tifosi. Noi vogliamo vincere e sappiamo che non è mai accettabile perdere.
Canale 21, Trottintrota, salve. Il Napoli viene qui senza Osimhen e Lozano. Che tipo di Napoli pensa di trovare nella sfida di domani? Un Napoli differente rispetto alla partita fatta con Liverpool?
Napoli is coming without Osimhen or Lozano. So what kind of Napoli do you think you're going to meet compared to the one that played against Liverpool?
Well, I think it's of course Osimhen is a blow for them because he's playing the last weeks already. He's a very physical striker. The strikers they have now are different in quality and also like characteristics. Simeone is a different striker. So we've seen them play also without him. Lozano is in and out of the team. Of course, I know him really well of his time as well at PSV. He's a very good winger, very, very fast. But, if you see the team playing, there are much more than those 2 players. They have quality players. I think the changes they made because of they lose many quality players, very influential players in comparing to last season, but it's a very strong team. I mean, they're first in the league and now in Serie A. That shows the start they have in the league. So we are well prepared, and we know the task we have and the challenge, which is playing against a very, very good team.
the question, sorry, I've already said the question. Osimhen ovviamente è un giocatore molto fisico, ma anche grandissimo, però ci sono altri diversi attaccanti che ci hanno. Simeone è molto diverso, anche ha diverse caratteristiche. Lozano non gioca sempre, però io lo conosco molto bene dal PSV, lui è molto rapido. Però sappiamo che in Napoli più dei 2 giocatori, è una squadra molto difficile, molto forte, sono primi in classifica in Serie A, però siamo ben preparati.
Mister, Calciao 24 con Russo, le chiedo come si ferma un giocatore come Kvaratskhelia dopo il debutto contro il Liverpool in Champions League che lei sicuramente avrà visto, e cosa pensa di Luciano Spalletti. Credo che non vi siate mai affrontati né quando lei era giocatore né chiaramente da allenatore.
How are you planning to stop a player like Kvaratskhelia? Si dico bene.
It's a difficult name, eh?
Yeah,
I know. We're struggling as well with my staff to put his name.
Scusate, who has started the season really well, and also what your thoughts about Spalletti, a player that you've never, somebody who've never played against as a player or also managed against.
Well, I mean, he's doing a really good job. I like him as a coach. I like his teams, how they play. So I'm really impressed the work he's done now. You know, he and the left winger, you know, with the difficult name, he's he's very good. You know, he's actually bow-feeded. He's fast. You know, a lot of dangers come from his side. So he's definitely one of the players we have to make sure that won't be allowed to be in the game, because you know he has the quality. So yeah, that's it.
Ovviamente è un grande allenatore. Io mi piace molto come gioca le sue squadre, è molto impressivo. Per quanto riguarda Kvaratskhelia, lui è molto forte e rapido anche, è un giocatore con cui dobbiamo concentrarci molto. Lui è un giocatore speciale.
Last 2, we'll do Paul, then we'll do Jordan to finish, please.
You said James Tavernier had been struggling with a knock the last couple of games. Is he ready to start, and how important a player does he continue to be for you?
Well, he's definitely better than last week, because you know all the games we played in a row, that didn't help his physique. You know, the 1 week break, I think for Tav is really welcome, because he could recover more days than normally. He's an important player. If you see his quality, he brings to the team. So you know, it's all there to see, and so for him to be tomorrow in the game, he will be much better physically than he played against Ajax.
Per quanto riguarda Tavernier, il giocatore, lui era infortunato, però è molto importante per voi. Sì, lui sta meglio. Aveva giocato tante partite in fila, però una settimana di pausa lo aiuta molto. Lui è molto importante per noi per quanto riguarda la qualità, e lui starà bene e sarà meglio nel campo domani.
Jordan, last question.
Giovanni, you spoke about keeping belief in the philosophy and the system that's delivered you some great results as recently even as PSV. The issues in the last 2 weeks and the 2 results, is that a failure to implement it with the players, or is it something else that's led to that?
Well, I think if you see the last games, and then the disappointment was also in the performances of the players. I mean, the level we reached wasn't the level we normally have. I said before, especially the game against Ajax, when you have to compete on a higher level than you used to, it's a big difference. So if I look at my team last week and see the performances of my players, I can pick 6-7 players who didn't reach their level. And if you don't have that in the team to be prepared to play against Champions League opponents, you have to reach your level as a person, as a player, but also as a team to get a result. And if you're not at the level on the day, and you can see all the results last week about big teams losing in really big numbers, you know, that's the Champions League. So tomorrow we need to have the level of performances by player needs to be up, and our team level as well. Otherwise, you know, we are also going to struggle against Napoli. But I'm confident the week we've had and the preparation And of course, the experience of the game last week, we will be in a much better place tomorrow. But then again, the feeling is good, but you know, there's a time to perform, and that's tomorrow starting at 8 o'clock.
La vostra filosofia nelle ultime 2 partite, cos'è successo? È un problema con i giocatori? No, assolutamente no. Le ultime partite il livello dove siamo arrivati non era dove dobbiamo essere. Contro Ajax è una grande differenza di livello, però io devo dire che 6 o 7 giocatori non sono arrivati al livello che è necessario. Se non giochiamo a questo livello, come abbiamo visto nelle altre grandi squadre nella Champions, si può perdere. Questa è la Champions e domani dobbiamo giocare meglio come una squadra. Abbiamo provato bene e abbiamo tanta esperienza. Ci sentiamo bene e vediamo tutto domani sul campo alle 8.
Thank you, everyone. If you're staying for Napoli, my colleagues will show you to the media working area. Thank you.